they've been investigated. With the intention that once investigated is not the right word. What that means is that it goes into a bank file, which any huge things. You know, there are islands, the smaller islands, which don't have any fresh water. We could bring in a desalination plant. They're surrounded by the sea. We could bring in a plant that would give them fresh water. At the moment, the fresh water comes in these things. Imagine that, but you don't have access to
Ikan po maglalang ko gikan.
Dili, nabangga.
Nabangga.
Dili na mo tugtubig
a
dito.
well.
Abot ka niya. Na illegal na.
Apil sa kas na kasado ang dili.
Oo. Ay, apil.
We could dig wells for communities.
Dapat nga dili.
Ha?
Not this community because
Pwede nga. Gusto lang din yung matabang ito.
brackish water.
Kasi matabang sa mga pobre ba.
What's the reaction of Union
Okay.
from the Bohol Chronicles newspaper?
So they're going to do the interview of Yana.
Yeah, and you us all together.
Okay.
Just her impression.
See,
Yeah.
Halika siya.
you can sit there's that one.
Kuha wala siya.
You should be on the inside. You should be on the inside. And you should sit.
Oh. Ano ang picture?
Anak. Nasa mga
Hi, welcome to the foreigner in the Philippines. Oh, okay. That's good. You've got to tell me these things.
Sorry. Impression.
Sir, kahile?
Okay. Bye. Sige. Ikaw may
Unay.
Hello.
Oh.
I just have an essential.
Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Terence Hill, and God bless your group, your non-government organizations. Now it seems, or it looks like that there is no stopping for build. Not only the program of President Duterte, but it seems to us you are following the footsteps, that you are building more homes, raising roofs, raising hopes for the needy. Now this one is the number
57.
57. And then, are there any more to come?
Yes, 58, 59, and 60 are being built
And
now.
Gindolman.
In Gindolman,
Yeah,
Bohol.
it's now 4 days. And
Wow.
it's all triplex.
Okay.
Because of the location, we put it all together, the family, but it will be divided.
It looks like that I have come across with that post in Gindolman,
Yeah.
somewhere sa Baybayon.
Yeah. Next to the seaside.
Barangay Tabahan.
Tabahan.
I think I've come across with that. Now, aside from these houses, I was somewhat touched by the testimony of one of your scholars. How can you share that? She cannot hold her tears back. And then it looks like that she is heartily expressing herself and how to survive, especially so that her child also to survive. What can
Well,
you say on that?
This is Beth's special interest brainchild because Beth was a working student, had
Okay.
very little to survive on,
Okay.
and so we know how these kids are feeling.
Yes.
But it's Beth that masterminded that whole thing.
Yeah, so at first when we start up about the education program, we
Okay.
thought that, how could we continue it, you know? At first we're doing the I think 150 student, 150 kids.
All in all?
Yeah, we give 400 pesos to the small ones, you know, for their food, for their
Okay,
lunch. And then later on, we tried to come up to the idea that we wanted in the long run, that we can see that there's a progress, you know, that there's a result. So instead of just giving food, we wanted it that there's a graduate, that later on, after 5 years, they have a job, we go to abroad, work there. So that's our aim. So that's why we focus on high school and college, you know. But there are some special cases in elementary that, oh, ma'am, can you include me? Can you include this one because of some violence, some abuse? So we take some elementary student to help them, and at the same time for the family. But mostly we focus on college, and also we base on their behavior, we base on their grades, and at the same time their characteristic and how they're going to look forward in the future.
The one Mincy, yes. It seems to us that it's no ordinary sending her to this school, because you're sending her to Holy Name University. How is that?
One of that is Ricami. We're sending it for to be an accountancy. And next school year, I think by August, we have engineering and computer science.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Do you think you can be your guide? You can be your guide for these students mentally and spiritually. Is that correct?
Yes, because every month we met them. And we're gonna have a team building so that we also knows what they've been doing for the school year, for the year, and at the same time we check them what they've been doing. We follow them on Facebook, you know. So like for example in Mensi, 6 o'clock in the morning, she's been in the outside on our door. She's asking if she can be our student. She didn't say to us that she's already having a kid.
Okay.
And what we did is we checked in her Facebook, and we found out, and then we messaged her, why you didn't tell us, you know?
Oh yeah. Is she really for real that she is changing? That she will, follow the principles of life. That she will not fall into the trap of being, fooled by somebody.
So far, among all of our 32, 35 students, she's one of the top.
So do you believe that you two, the couple, must be the first teacher for her and the rest of the scholars? Is that correct?
I think
Well, we
so.
try. What we try
Because that
to
is
do-
off-school education.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
What we try to do at the meetings is we try to get them to come together, and our original idea, on top of or underneath the education side of things, was that perhaps we could plant a seed in these children of the fact that they've been helped by somebody that they've never met. These are people who have had to work very hard for the money that supports these children. And if the child can have inside the knowledge that happened for her, maybe in the future, children grown up like Mensi, who are going to be in highly paid, influential jobs,
Yes.
will then try to help in the same way that Beth has done.
Yeah,
Beth was a working student, and she realized that other kids.
So she
need
knows
the
what
help.
is being a
Yeah.
working student.
I've been a
Yes.
working student before. I working in a second-hand store. Okay, some
Okay.
shoes. And there are 3 criminology students come there to look at to find for their shoes. And I asked them, is it hard to be a college? And then one of them said, no, in our part it's difficult because we're working student, we're a student guard in the day, and then we're also having class. So I asked one of them, can you help me? And then the one of them saying, go to the school in Southwestern University and find me
In
there.
Cebu?
Yeah, in Cebu. So when I was being accepted as a working student, I called him and I said thank you. And then what he said is when you're able to help other students, do your part.
What year was that?
He is now a policeman.
No, when you studied in Southwestern. What year is that?
That's 2011, 12.
Do you know Dr. Berardo of the?
Yeah, I've been working in.
He's my uncle. Yeah.
I am a working student in Sacred Heart Hospital.
Yeah,
billing-
Sacred Heart Hospital.
Yeah,
Yeah,
billing,
that's right.
Same as
Okay,
the
okay.
company of Southwest.
So gamay rin kalibutan.
Yeah.
Okay, Le.
Sir, what inspired you, sir, to build this community-driven project?
Well, we went with my brother-in-law, Beth's brother, who's a pastor, and we went with him one time on a Bible, well, he was sitting with a paralyzed man in very, very poor conditions, and he was counseling him with Bible study, and the blind man, sorry, the man died a few months later. Wow. But we had already said, why can't we help this man? First of all, we thought, why don't we just give him a bed? Before we could do that, unfortunately, he died. But the house that he left for his family was so pitiful that we decided that we would build that house. And that's how it started. We went one day after that. I went to the brother-in-law, Pastor Timio, and I said to him, we want to start to build houses for the poor. And he was very happy, and at that time he actually worked with us on many of the projects. And then he's now moved on and he's doing his own thing. But that was the start of it. And it only took building one house and seeing the incredible difference it made to that family. And then we were hooked. we couldn't walk away after that.
When it started, sir?
4 years ago.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
Ma'am
4
Beth,
years.
how long, ma'am, how long you will continue this kind of project?
As long as we can do. As long as we can do, as long as we see family, we see children living in a pitiful condition.
It's not difficult. It's not difficult to find families who just break your heart for the help that they need. Even House 57, now there's one of the children at the age of 2 years old fell through the bamboo strip flooring and badly broke her leg. And at that time she got emergency care. But the leg is, because there was no follow-up therapy, the leg has now seized and it's stiff. So now, this was several years ago. So now we're looking we've had an x-ray taken, a visit to the doctor, an x-ray taken, and she is due to go to the doctor again to see what's going to have to happen in order to make it so that she can walk properly. And that's going to be a case that we're working on very soon. We've worked on quite a few cases where children badly needed help and were not able to get it. One particular case was a child that had osteogenesis imperfecta, and that's brittle bone disease, and she has fallen so far 3 times.
We brought her 3
And
times
broken.
in the hospital. Yeah.
Compound fractures, and the child is at home and they were unable to get help. So that's when we came in, and we've now taken her to hospital 3 times for fracture surgery. And so we're quite known by that doctor. So that's why we're going to take Mia, the little girl that is at House 57. So we're hoping that he'll be very kind to us.
Do you feel self-fulfillment or contentment in building these houses as long as you live, as you have your thing? Do you think so?
Yeah, because mostly once we finish building the house, the children told us thank you, because there's no more rain, we're comfortable in sleep, and if there's rain, we can able to sleep already. So that's one thing that touches us, because there's one mother saying to us that once it's been raining, we have umbrella, and I let the children sleeping under the umbrella. So that's one thing.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah, in the middle of the night.
How can you sustain this kind of project? What I mean, the funds?
we're just been grateful that God is so good, and at the same time, He always been there's some people coming on the way to help us.
Okay.
You know. So, like for example, this one, we start this project from just been very, very small, and then later on, we Foundation in America is funding this one, and at the same time, we got also now in from Malaysia, Tenko Foundation also in Malaysia.
Okay. Malaysia Tinko.
Yeah, so we're just been very grateful.
You must have a good connection worldwide.
No, they just followed us on Facebook, and they saw that once we started the project, we finish it. You know, so that's one thing that they saw, that we always been update them from the start, that the workers has been digging the footings, digging the piling the hollow blocks, and then after a week, we already see the family leaving.
See, some of these houses have been built in 7 and 8 days
So
Yeah.
within a week.
within a week.
Yeah.
So the difference with our charity, which is only really basically 2 of us with the help that we can get as and when we need it, that actually shows, like Beth says, a completed project. So if people know that we're building a house, and they donate, like the charity, the Malaysian charity, they donated enough to build 1 house. So we told them, that's the house that we're going to build.
Yeah.
And now they've seen that house built.
Because of the donation, you are able to complete that.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yes.
But in some cases, like in the case of this was around between, I don't know, 700,000 and a million. Between 700 and a million. This is what this project cost. But we started it on what we've now called a leap of faith, where we just say, God will help us.
Yeah, and sometimes we just get the materials in the hardware. The owner of the hardware in Itafe is a very good friend to us, so
Yeah.
he allow us to 100,000 credit.
He gives us
Yeah,
credit.
He give us credit of 100,000 allow, so sometimes we just get the materials, you know.
Now this is another topic. How did you communicate with our
Oh,
Yum Yum? He's
yeah,
very famous,
I'm one
you know.
of Yum Yum's.
EDCBN. Even
Yeah,
without
I'm-
EDCBN,
I'm
he
one
could
of
still
Yum
be-
Yum's fan.
Mayor
you
Mamo
know.
is very.
I'm one of Yum Yum's fan, and I followed
Amo
his
ba,
videos
Juan
on
Nick
his
Fan?
Facebook page and televisions and PBB. So when I messaged and when we messaged him and he replied, oh, it's like wow, you know, thank you, sir, thank you.
Did you have a second thought in coming here to inspire the people, your fans? Kita man mo dito, di ba?
Oo, grabe.
Oo, di ba?
Pag abot pa lang na ako dito, sir,
Oh.
nakita ako daghang tao. So, siguro, gamay ra to sa natabangan aning kupula,
Yes.
no?
Yeah.
So, grabe ka grateful sa mga residente na to sa Bohol. Kay, murag siya mo giya sa Ginoo para natabang nato direng. Okay. Ako usabaya wala po may kaugaling yuta, wala may balay sa una. Kugon.
Mo ba?
Kugon ang balay namo. Pero karon sa panahon karon sa pandemya kinahanglan jud magsinabangay kita. Kay as he said ganiha niya nako
Yes, oh.
nga ingon siya I plan for this charity and my own, but the people coming for me to donate, to help. So, nga na ra, one step forward lang para magkatinabangay, magbayanihan tang
Okay.
tanan.
Do you think they are just instruments to help the needy?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sobrang yes.
No.
Ha? Kay first time nako nakasugat og ingon ani
oh.
dayuhan.
Dayo,
Oh,
yes.
dayo no. So ning tabang nato nga mga residente nato sa Bohol, sa Philippines.
Do you agree with the idea that may pudunta ang mga arangan sa Bohol magkaiusa po daron?
Yes. Kana unta.
Do you agree with that?
Daray. Unta kanang mga medyo
Arang-arangan.
nay arang-arang unta magtinabangay tan yung tanan. Para ram po ni sa ato ang kaigsuunan sa Bulanon or sa Philippines batanan. tinabangay lang unta ta. So kana na akong panawagan unta matouch mo na sa akong mga syempre sa akong mga followers, fans nako unta let's bayanihan for this charity. Kay napaka grabe, napaka helpful ang kani sila silbi ning one step forward para kita magtinabangay tang tanan. Di ba? Daghan na kayo. There ingon si sir nako, no profit. Just to I want to help to because the people I see it breaks my heart.
Abi nimo unsa akong gibiliban pagkabasa nako sa Facebook. Ningon mo ko sila nga mo tukod mig balay pero dili may magkuan ninyo di may
Mangagni.
mandane ninyo nga balin mo sa mong tinuan. Yes, dito ko ni believe man dito ko ni salot. So oo nga okay. Murag this is kuan.
Yeah, because
Ako nang stock do ko ani sir nila sir. Nang stock do ko nila.
Yes.
Kay gusto ko nga kay ma-meet naman ako sila so nang stock ko nila. Kay mura medyo ning kuan sila sa social media kay most of my followers in Facebook is resident of Bohol.
Yes,
So
Bohol magyud.
they're posting them. So wow, nakain ko. Wow, grabe. So pag-invite nila, so ning agree din ko nga ning anak ko sa akong manager na, ma'am. They said to me just careful to the crowd and then also now
That's right.
bashing like
Yeah,
that. So I'm just explaining that yes ma'am, I will protect myself also and also I said to them just to social distancing also and then she said okay so because ma'am I will attend and I will meet this couple because I'm so inspired from them.
Okay.
Sobra.
Then your parting words? Yes, parting words. Especially calling the politicians to pour your money, to pour your resources, they build houses. Yeah. Not only during election, campaign period. Yes.
Exactly.
Oh. Okay. So is that all? And thank you very much.
Thank
Good
you.
afternoon
Thank you,
and
sir.
build more houses.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ang tanan ma'am kay tuwa dito.
Tuwa dito na.
Kani sila din ma'am usa din. Oh, kani siya.
Dia kita na